6 takeaways from the Rams 2026 coaching staff that got announced today. Robert Woods is back. That's probably the biggest news of the day that I know Ram fans are excited about. We're going to talk about Aubrey Pleasant not coming back, oddly enough. Will he show up maybe with the Cardinals or somewhere else? Stay tuned for that. But this is the Rams Radar. We're going to be reacting to this article by Cameron DeSilva of the Rams Wire here. And yeah, Robert Woods and Brian Allen are now coaches. Former Rams players turned coaches. That's I'd say probably the biggest news of the day. And Coach Aubrey Pleasant, kind of surprised he's not back because he was the Rams' assistant head coach last year. Now Kliff Kingsbury is the assistant head coach. There's a lot to talk about here. We're gonna dive right into it. I will be having a separate video coming out with my first mock draft. So I would love for you to check that video out as well, that released at the same time as this, just because I'm seeing what happens when I release two videos at the same time, just for fun. But this article here, so the Los Angeles Rams finalized their coaching staff on Monday, announcing their 24-man staff for the 2026 season. Sean McVay made several changes to his group, overhauling the special team staff, had to be done, and bringing in 8 total new hires. Though there are changes to every NFL coaching staff each offseason, the Rams could have had several more than they did had Nate Steelhouse or Chris Shula been hired as head coaches after interviewing with multiple teams. Yeah, I really thought the Browns were going to hire Nate Steelhouse, and I also really thought Chris Shula was going to get hired by the Steelers, but didn't happen. And I'm thankful that they're back with the Rams. With the coaching staff set, here are the 6 biggest takeaways from McVay's group for 2026. Okay, all right. 8 new hires, 16 returning coaches. So the Rams hired 8 new coaches. Yep. The new coaches follows Kliff Kingsbury, Brian Allen, former center of the Rams, Robert Woods, former Rams wide receiver, Robert Wright, Michael Hunter, Brian Johnson, Bubba Ventrue, new special teams coordinator, and Kyle Hoke. The other 16 coaches on staff are returning from last season that have earned some promotions and different titles. Kliff Kingsbury steps in as assistant head coach. And now I had a feeling this was going to happen when the Rams announced last week about co-offensive coordinators, because I think myself and most Ram fans were like, oh, the Rams are bringing in Kliff Kingsbury to be the offensive coordinator. That didn't happen. So interesting seeing Kliff in that role, but welcome, Kliff. It was reported a few weeks ago that Kliff Kingsbury was being hired to an undisclosed role with McVay's staff. Finally, we know what that job is going to be: assistant head coach. Kingsbury was most recently the Commanders' offensive coordinator, but now steps in as the Rams' assistant head coach after parting ways with Washington. Aubrey Pleasant previously held this job on McVay's staff. Of course, Kliff Kingsbury was the Cardinals head coach from 2019 to 2022. I'm excited to have Robert Woods back with the Rams. Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited about that? Because I'm excited about that. Brian Allen, former Rams center, among the assistant head coaches. 2 of the most notable additions of the Rams were Woods and Allen. The 2021 Super Bowl champions get their first official starts in coaching, helping out with the positions they played in the NFL. Man, if Robert Woods becomes a head coach one day, that's cool. That's really cool. But anyway, I guess he's starting as a wide receivers coach, and I love that for Woods. I think, is there think of every receiver the Rams have had in the Sean McVay era. Is there anyone else you would rather have as a wide receivers coach than Robert Woods? I can't think of it. Not Sammy Watkins. Maybe Brandon Cooks would be a good one, maybe, but I'd take Robert Woods over him. I think Robert Woods had a great career as an NFL player. He has that the intangible leadership that you're looking for in a mentor kind of wide receiver, and he knows how to play the position on multiple different ways, right? So I love this. I love this. I think That's really good for Puka. That's good for Jordan Whittington. He can, challenge a veteran receiver like Devontae Adams. Like, this is fantastic. Woods will be the assistant wide receivers coach, helping out Eric Yarber, Coach Yarbs, and Rob Calabrese. Allen, who was a consultant with the team last year, is officially hired to the staff for 2026 as an assistant offensive line coach alongside Zach Cromer and offensive line coach Ryan Wendell. I like it. I like it. Yeah, let's talk about Coach Aubrey Pleasant isn't returning. Curiously, the Pleasant isn't on the Rams staff for 2026. There's been no report of him being hired by another team either. So it appears the Rams simply parted ways with the experienced coach. That's a surprising move considering he was the assistant head coach last year and even had a chance to operate as the head coach in preseason multiple times in the last 2 seasons. Yeah, like that is surprising. I wonder if he's going to Arizona with Mike LaFleur or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a story there, and we're gonna get some more puzzle pieces to it. Jimmy Lake takes over as the passing games coordinator and defensive back coach, with Michael Hunter assisting with the DBs. Dave Ragon is the assistant coordinator. It was initially reported that Nate Steelhouse was hired as the offensive coordinator, which remains true. It was reported that Dave Ragon would be the co-offensive coordinator, but his title is actually assistant coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Okay, thank you, Cameron, for clearing that up. Okay, so Nate Steelhouse is the offensive coordinator, and Dave Ragon is the assistant coordinator and quarterback coach. Okay. There's no question that Steelhouse is the top coordinator on McVay's staff, while Ragon maintains his role as the quarterback's coach and assisting with other coordinator duties. Okay, so he gets a slight promotion there. Congrats, Dave. Rob Calabrese, and Eric Yarber earned promotions. Calabrese and Yarber earned promotions for the upcoming seasons. Last year, Calabrese was the offensive assistant, but he's the new wide receivers coach. Coach Yarbs isn't going anywhere, though. He's been promoted to senior offensive assistant and maintains his title of wide receivers coach. That, again, he's done such a good job as wide receivers coach. I can't say enough good things about Coach Yarbs. If you haven't looked up like any of his mic'd up stuff, go check it out on YouTube. He's a lot of fun. He's a good personality. I'm glad he's here with the Rams. Given how important the Rams wideouts are, these are two notable moves for Calabrese and Yarber. And that's the article there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My initial reaction is this is a stacked coaching staff. And in the Sean McVay era, that has been one of Coach McVay's greatest strengths is, finding talent in unexpected places, maintaining, not just developing players, but developing coaches as well. Sean McVay is very good at collaborating with coaches and, empowering. One of his best strengths as a, head coach. So I love this team. I'm excited for it. Obviously, the one I'm most curious about is what happens with the Rams special teams. I know that a lot of people are been very critical of the Rams special teams, and rightfully so. And will Bubba and company be able to change it so that they're not a liability, but they're in fact an asset to this Rams team moving forwards? Anyway, that's going to do it for me in this video. Feel free to check out my first mock draft. Would love to know your thoughts on that as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching, especially if you watch to the end of the video. It really helps YouTubers like me out. Feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Share with a friend. And as always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams! Woo!